Greetings, fellow freedom defenders. My name is Vanessa, and in this video, I'm going to share with you the signs and symptoms, or some of the signs and symptoms of oppression, and how we can combat that through these times. So first, before we get into it, I just want to give a warning, a caution that this could be triggering. It could be triggering if you find yourself in one of these situations. And I just want to give you the heads up before the video continues. My intent is that these messages serve and support your highest and best, and it's definitely not meant to cause any more harm or disruption to your life. I want us all to be living our best lives and thriving the way God intended us to. So with that said, the first sign, as far as the message that I was given and am offering to share with you, is a creation of dependency. And this can also be connected with the exploitation of vulnerabilities. Okay, so what I mean is that, somehow someone is in a vulnerable state, they need help, and there suddenly seems to be the knight in shining armor that can support this person through this difficult time. Now, while sometimes maybe it is a knight in shining armor, maybe this person is pure in heart and wants to help someone without expecting anything in return. But unfortunately, a lot of times we're seeing in our culture, especially on a larger scale, that is not the case, and that there are strings attached, and that sometimes people are actually not really given a lift up. They're kind of in a force dependent role to stay tethered to someone or something that just wants to control them instead of help them. And we can see examples like this, in various ways, such as the welfare system. Sometimes that does help people, but sometimes, there's an overdependence on it, and people don't know how, to get off of that dependency. And that's essentially where there's a problem, when there aren't the resources and tools to actually help empower the people to then not create the dependency. There also can be situations where people aren't allowed to work, or maybe they're not allowed to drive, and just forcing someone to kind of ask for permission all the time, and that they can't go and come and as they please. And if this happens long enough and consistently enough, then there can be a fear of independence that actually it develops. And maybe this isn't even something that a lot of people in these situations are conscious of. It could be in their shadow. It's an unconscious fear that, they just don't really desire any more independence because of a fear of a backlash, or a fear that they won't have security, because there are versions of security are associated with these harmful systems. Another symptom is a fear of freedom. So if there's a fear of independence, there could be definitely a fear of freedom, because we're almost taught to believe we're not trustworthy of being able to handle freedom, of like, you like using the driver's license, for example, like you're going to be reckless. You're not capable of doing this, and 9 times out of 10, it's someone else projecting their fear on this individual and their lack of trust in themselves and belief on another individual or individuals. So, we have people that, it's almost like they want to stay where things are. They don't want to desire more freedom because the programming is so strong that, it's almost like you're thought to be dangerous because, well, how dare someone should be able to just do whatever they want. And in truth, the highest truth, freedom doesn't necessarily mean you just get to go and do whatever you want. It is within the divine laws, the universal laws, within respect and morality, like with moral integrity, not just a disregard to everything and life as we know it. It's, what one person wants to do, as long as they're not harming something or someone, then, another person can do what they want. It shouldn't infringe on anyone else's individuality and their own sovereignty. Another symptom is a distrust of self. So I mentioned it briefly, but all these other things, it just creates a perfect storm to actually, make it hard to trust oneself because, someone else is kind of constantly doubting you or not really believing in you. So, it's hard to really feel confident in yourself and sure of yourself and being able to, take the steps necessary to support your own development and growth. And lastly, the message that goes along with this is a hidden belief, a subconscious belief that true freedom and true love do not even exist. So if you're in these really detrimental situations long enough, it really can kind of start to just erode the divine nature of our reality and our existence. And then, it's not uncommon to be also surrounded by this. It's not like it's reflected in the environment. Everything is kept so that people with the same kind of issues are almost around each other. So it's harder for people to see like, wow, that person has a different life and look at them. And, it's just people have the same symptoms, the same issues that are surrounding themselves by design to keep people oppressed and to erode the fact that there is another option. There's just possibly a lot of hurdles to, overcome that situation. And so lastly, the way that I feel like we can combat this through prayer. So if you find yourself in one of these situations, or if you were triggered because you are tired of being oppressed yourself, I encourage you to join me in prayer about it and, look to see how God will help you through the situation and help to show you the path to sovereignty like you were born to be.